Hello, welcome to Kalstrup in Copenhagen. It's quite dark as you can see, a bit dreary, but we're going to see Father Christmas. We're going up to Rovaniemi today. Flight time of about 1 hour 53 minutes. It's very busy up in Rovaniemi, as you would imagine. The day before Christmas Eve, everyone just going to see Father Christmas. Last minute Christmas lists. And as usual, we'll be flying the Fenix A320. We're going to be in the British Airways livery. We're expecting a straightforward flight up there today, but it is busy coming into Rovaniemi, so things should get a little bit busy as we head up there. So without further ado, let's go into the cockpit and let's get things started. So as usual, battery 1. Battery 2, I apologise about the darkness, you will start to see a bit more now. I'm going to put some light on, there we go, see what we're doing now. Okay, white lights off as ever. Let's just put some heat into the cargo. And let's put our beacon light on, no smoking sign, and our emergency lights. So let's align our ideas. Number 1 to nav, number 2 to nav, number 3 to nav. Left, right, left. And before we start our auxiliary power, let's just check. Let's do a test if it works. There we go. Just test the APU and the engines. All good. Okay, so let's fire the APU up. And we'll hit start. There we go. So the APU should now be firing back up. Let's come down here. Let's start in the MCDU. Let's get things going. AOC menu. Flight init. And let's bring in the data. Actually, while we're doing that, let's just come into our ground services and mass and balance, and let's start loading the aircraft. No, I can't load the aircraft because I haven't brought the flight plan in. Dear me. Okay, sim brief, let's just tap, bring that in, and what you'll see here is Copenhagen to Efro, which is Rovaniemi. We'll be departing on runway 04 right, and we should be landing on runway 21 in Rovaniemi. So I'm hoping, now we've done that, there we go, I can load my aircraft. He says, okay, let's do fast time. Let's go back into the MCDU and init. Init request. So it just brings in all of our data that we've got available from SimBrief. He says, hopefully. There we go. Flight number as always, Speedbird, British Airways, 7 for Bravo. We're on the Santa Express today. Cost index is 10. And our cruise level for the day is flight level 370, 37,000 feet. 370. Okay. That's interesting. What's going on here? Okay, 0 fuel weight, and that fuel is totally wrong, so I'm going to have to watch that. 0 fuel weight is 58.9 tons today, 58.9. I'll put forward slash in because we haven't got our 0 fuel weight centre of gravity yet. Just going to check that fuel. Okay. What's going on with that? Loading up, we will check that. We do need a block fuel of 7.5 tons today. Anyway, let's start by putting in our departure. So 04 right, and we are on the Chemax 5 Alpha. There we go, Chemax 5 Alpha departure. Type insert. Let's just go and check. All looks good. And then in Efro, we're on 21 coming in ILS. Yeah, now we're just going to have a look at this, Yankee or Zulu. We're not 100% certain yet, so let's just put Yankee in. And we're on the NEPI 1, oh, sorry, NEPI 2 Charlie. NEPI 2 Charlie. Let's just insert that, and then tell you what, let's get some light on here first. Let's get some light, and then what we'll do is we'll just go and make sure that that actually makes sense, the flight plan that we've just put in. So again, what we do, turn off the caution, go to the planning mode. While we're at the planning mode, just going to get rid of that caution there. There we go. Now let's just check that we are making sense with our flight planning. So let's go through it, let's check it. Clear those faults off, we don't need to worry about those. So far so good. It's just whether our arrival, it does make sense, look. Now, if you look at VECIP, we're actually going to come really short of VECIP. And ideally we want to overfly VECIP so we're not on such a sharp turn, so that we then fly onto Charlie 121. So the way we do that is we hit the overfly button, which is this button here, which is the triangle, and it says OVFY, overfly, and it's VECIP, so I'm going to go overfly, and next to VECIP, put VECIP, and there we can see that's what it will do. The yellow line just makes it less of a sharp turn. Oops. It means we'll actually go to the waypoint, so I'm going to insert that, and I like the look of that, so let's stick with that. Okay, performance page. So we're going to go to the electronic flight bag as always. Hit our performance page, departure performance. Okay, 04 left is dry, optimum. Let's sync the load sheet, it'll bring it in automatically, and then sync the live weather. Important that we take note of that QNH. So the QNH currently is 1004. We're not on VATSIM, by the way, so we won't be calling up ATIS. 1004. And then if we hit calculate, we're going to get our takeoff calculations here, which we've got to make note of. So V1 152, VR 152, V2 154, thrust reduction is 1020, flaps 2 down 0.3, and flex to temp is 62. So we can now come into, I wanted this one. We can now come into our MCDU and we can program all of that in. So V1 152, V rotate 152. We will try and stay on the runway this time, not after last time where we veered off dramatically. And 154. Transition altitude today is 5,000 feet, so that's when we go from local QNH to standard. Thrust reduction is 1020, so it's not done too bad a job of calculating it for us, but let's put it accurate. 1020, do the same on the other side. 1020, and flex to temp is 62, 62, and flaps 2 / down, and it's 0.3, 0.3. There we go. So that should be all of our takeoff calculated. Now, what we are going to do, I'm just going to pull the charts up. So this is us at Calstrup. Currently we are here. We're at parking stand 37, as you can see there. So we'll push back onto Romeo 2, onto Romeo, onto Bravo. Now, once we're on Bravo, we're just going to make our way all the way down Bravo to the very end, and we'll come on either Bravo 2, Bravo 1, straight onto runway 4 right and out in a northeasterly direction. Quite straightforward for us. We're on the Chemax 5 Alpha RNAV departure today, straight out, and no real constraints. It just says here, departure and climb to flight level 070, expect vectoring. Well, there is nobody online today. We're not online at Calstrup. So what we're going to do is program our cruising altitude, which today, just let me double check, is 370. So we're going to just go straight for 37,000 feet. Oops, there we go. QNH we've already said today is 1004, so I can change that. 004. Let's just get that set up. And on the pedestal, we'll just make sure we've got all of the wind shear on. Let's squawk 5062 today, just because we can. And we'll lock the door. Let's go. Flaps, that's interesting. It's already set the flaps. I haven't set them. Oh no, it's because my Thrustmaster controller is already set to that. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got everything. I didn't clean up properly after my last flight. Okay. Back in here. Boarding is now complete. Let's just check on our fuel on board. 7.5 tons. I'm just going to check that against. Yep, 7.5 tons, 7.56 against our flight plan. It's just sometimes you do end up with a bit of an issue here. Don't know why, but it doesn't like it. Okay, and let's turn on our strobe light because we've fired up our APU. Let's go and make sure that that is on. Are we seeing any exhaust? Yeah, we're seeing some exhaust. It's difficult for you to see that, I appreciate, but we are seeing some exhaust fumes, which means our APU is on. We can now then turn off external power. We don't need that. And if we come in here, let's just go to ground services and we can remove the GPU. Good. All locked in. Let's connect the tug and we're almost ready to go. I don't think we've missed anything at the moment. So let's get our nav lights on. Let's APU bleed because there's that power we need to be able to fire the engine up. And now I think we're ready. So it's just a straightforward push back. We've got a big plane next to us that's not moving at the moment, so we're okay there. Straightforward push back. Now we're going to head all the way up there. Let's get back in the aircraft and see what's going on. Okay. Parking brake, which is here. I've got it rigged to my captain's pack. There we go. Parking brake is off. Here's the engine start knob. Again, I've got it mapped to my quadrant. Turn the engine start on. Let's start pushback. Start in pushback and fire up engine 1. Whoa, what's going on here? Thrust levers, there we go. Got some interesting messages keep popping up, I don't like that. We are pushing back slowly. Lots of aircraft coming in, as you can see in the background. We're actually going to be taking off up there. We're going to be taking off over the top. Interesting. Never mind. It's all good. Let's start our turn. Ooh, wrong way. Don't do that. Wrong way. There we go. Start our turn. Coming round nicely. Just need to be facing in northerly, southerly direction. It's not going to be a perfect push back this one, by the way, but we'll take it. There we go. Look. There we go. Let's stop there. stopping, put the parking brake back on, which I've done. Disconnect the tug can go. Right, let's get some lights, take off lights, here we go, we've got the strobe. Oops. Passenger seatbelt, always forget the passenger seatbelt, how can you do that? As you can see, it is getting busy in front of us. Engine 1 fired, so let's fire engine 2. While we're firing engine 2, let's get our flaps ready for takeoff. So flaps 2. Arm the ground spoilers, and what we will do is we'll also put our auto brakes on max, which they've got there. So almost ready to go. Just wait for it to become available. Here, spooling up nicely. Here we go. Okay, so well here, let's start the chrono. Calstrup to Rovaniemi, go and see Father Christmas. We're going to hand him our Christmas list. So that'll be available shortly, which it now is. Okay, right, let's go up here. We can turn off our APU bleed. We don't need that anymore. We don't need our APU master. We're all good up here. All ready to go. All good on here. Performance page is done. Oh, I tell you what I did forget. Zero fuel weight centre of gravity. Dear, dear me. That could have been a bit embarrassing. 28.8. Let's go back in there quickly. / 28.8. Phew. Flight plan we know is okay because we've checked that. Fuel prediction is now complete. Back into MCDU. Go to the ATSU menu. I know we've got some company messages, so we'll get rid of those. They're just our load sheets, so we'll just accept them. We're going to be off ever so slightly early, I think. Okay. So let's turn those dome lights off while we taxi out and take off. So let's just do a quick control surface check. Flight controls. Left, right, down, up, rudder, good to go. Okay, so as I said earlier, we are going to be taxiing all the way down Bravo right to the end. We'll be joining Bravo 1, Bravo 2, and we'll be taking off on runway 04 right. Is interesting because it does look like we are going to have to cross an active runway, but never mind. Brakes off, bit of power, and we're on our way. We're going to see Father Christmas in Rovaniemi, which of course is in Finland, Lapland. We've got lots of aeroplanes coming in on runway 30, which is interesting because that is not even an active runway currently with the winds, but never mind, it's fine, it's all good. So here we are coming on to Bravo, and we're going to make our way all the way down to the very end of Bravo, as you can see here. All good at the moment. And we're going to cross runway 30. Let's hope they don't come at us. Runway 30 coming up. Lots of aircraft down that end. They're actually taking off from there, but it is not the active runway. The active runway is 04 right. So we're going to cross that now. Of course, you wouldn't do this in real life unless you've already asked permission from air traffic control, or on VATSIM, of course, because they do get upset. And there's one just coming in behind us. Look at that. Oh boy. That was close. It's now taken off actually. Oh well. Hey ho. So yeah, if you don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button below. Let us know if we're doing what you want us to do. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, let us know in the comment section. So, and as you know, this is the next leg of our Euros tour. We've already been to England, Scotland, Iceland, Faroe Islands, Norway, Sweden, Estonia, and now Denmark, and we're now going to Finland. But where after we've visited Santa should we go? Let us know in the comments. And a big thank you to our latest subscriber, XD Johnny Bean. Good to see you, Johnny. So here we go, all the way down Bravo currently. As I say, we'll probably go on at Bravo 2 before we make our departure. Just kind of hoping that the runway is lit up. It looks like we've got runway lights, but let's wait and see. Looks like we're all set. Let's do our takeoff test. All good. Today, 16:11. Our departure time was 16:15, so hopefully we'll be off the ground on time. And a flight time of 1 hour 53 minutes should see us in Rovaniemi for probably around 6 o'clock Zulu, 1800 Zulu time, there or thereabouts. So this is Bravo 4. We're not going to be going down Bravo 4. That is way too short even for us. We'll go on at Bravo 3, which is the next turn off. I think, no we won't. I'm lying. We're going to go off at Bravo 2, 2 turn offs. As you can see, the skies above Copenhagen are busy. This is the latest FSLTL modelling as well. And injector, I've noticed it's working really well. And the A320s are modelled. If you're in Dubai, you will really notice it. So just bear with as we taxi now all the way down to end of runway 04 right. We'll be making a northeasterly departure out of Copenhagen. It's a northeasterly track really all the way up to Rovaniemi. See Santa before he takes his run tomorrow. I don't know about everybody else, I'm finding it extremely hard to believe that we are at Christmas already. It's crazy, but never mind. Okay, next turn off is us, which is Bravo 2 onto runway 04 right. Once we're there, we'll do our final checks, turn our takeoff lights on, and we'll be away. So this is us. Let's turn off here. Just got to watch this Fenix, and I've got so much oversteer. It's unbelievable. I don't know why. I had terrible time on the last takeoff. Doesn't even look as though the runway's lit up. This is going to be interesting. So we're now just turning onto runway 04 left. And is it lit? Yes, it's lit. That's okay. We're all right. We're okay. Right. And then that's right. So we are lined up. All checks, all green, no blue. Ignition off. Landing lights will now be on. All good to go. Clock set. Flap set. Power up. Flex the temp. And off we go. Let's try and stay in the centre of the runway if we can. It's a bit off-putting with all these planes in front of us, look, taking off and landing, but never mind. There's not a lot I can do about it. 800 knots, check. One. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. There we go. And autopilot set. Now we're climbing for flight level 370. We're now on our way to see Father Christmas. We start retracting the flaps. Flaps 1. Flaps 2. That's busy down there. Autopilot is off. Why is that? Wait, what's going on here? Okay. I'm not quite sure why. Clear that warning. Everything's normal. Okay, looks like we're hand flying then. I'm not sure why. There we go, autopilot back on. That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Never mind. Auto brake off. Landing gear. We've got a lot. What's going on? Why is it turning off? Flight directors are all on. I'll try again. Nope, it's not liking it. Do you know what? I just can't figure out why. This is bizarre. I've not had this before. Both flight directors are on. Standard. And it really won't let me, will not let me turn the autopilot on. Don't fancy hand flying all the way to Rovaniemi, I've got to be honest. What haven't I done? I don't want to activate approach phase yet. Performance page is done. All the flight is initiated. I've done everything that needed. Data's. What haven't I done? I'm missing something, but I don't know what. Do you know what? I can't work out what the heck is going on here. There we go. Let's see if it stays on. That's really bizarre, but anyway, let's see what happens. We've got the autopilot back on now. Genuinely no idea why that's gone off. Just keep my eye on it, but that's a strange one. Really strange. Never mind. Right, we're on our way to see Santa. House struck behind us. Once we're through 10,000 feet, we'll turn off the seatbelt signs and we'll turn off all the lights. But until then, we stay as we are. An hour and 53 minutes. We're off the ground a little bit early, so I expect us to be around about 1800 Zulu time on the ground. Strange that was. Genuinely no idea what's going on. Wow, okay. All good so far though, it's stayed on now, but Right, we're through 10,000 feet. Let's go back up here. Let's turn the dome lights on there. We can get a bit of light on things. Let's turn the landing lights on and turn off the runway lights, turn off the wing light, oops, wing lights, and turn off seatbelt signs. We have got that light there, doesn't like it, but it's off now, and we're on our way. Blimey, that was all a bit odd. Anyway, there we go, look, we're on our way to Chemax. That's the end of our instrument departure. At the end of Chemax, as you'll see on here, we just can keep travelling in a northeasterly direction all the way up, crossing over the southern tip of Sweden, cross through the centre, pass by to the west of Stockholm, and then we'll continue just to make our way up, crossing the sea over into Finland before we start our descent into Rovaniemi. And we've got to make sure that we're at 2,400 feet by INSAR, which if you look on here is this point here. If we're going to capture the ILS, that's where we need to be. Don't want to miss it, because if we miss that, we're going to miss centre. There we go. So just making good time now on our instrument departure. Let's see what happens. Autopilot is staying on. No idea why that kept going off there. That was the most bizarre thing. I wasn't touching anything either, so oh well, hey ho. So welcome if you've just joined us. This is our flight to Rovaniemi from Kastrup in Copenhagen in Denmark. Next leg of our Euros tour. We're going to see Santa before he has a very, very busy night tomorrow night. Delivering presents. Hope you all get what you've asked for. But where should we go after this? Where should we go after our Santa trip? Let us know in the comments below. On our next leg of our Euros tour, where we try to visit all 44 European countries and dependencies over the next few months. You let us know where you'd like us to go next, and who knows, that could be where we decide to choose. We've already visited England, Scotland, Iceland, Faroe Islands, Norway, Sweden, Latvia. No, we've not been to Latvia yet. Estonia, and now Denmark, and now Finland. That's where we're going next. Let us know. Let us know. So while we're here, I'm just going to do some checks. All good, all cleaned. Ecam, no memos, no issues there. I will turn the brightness up on this. I don't know if there's nothing there, but we'll turn it up anyway, just in case. The good thing about the Fenix is you can work both MCDUs independently of each other, which is really useful if you just wanted to have something else visible here. I don't know, you might want your flight plan. There's your flight plan, and on here you might want your performance page or your progress page. You can have them independent of each other. No issues there whatsoever. Just a handy feature of the Fenix and the way in which they've programmed. And don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button. Let us know what we're doing is right, and if not, let us know what you want us to do. Who knows? We may be able to put a tutorial together for you. So we're on our way. About an hour and 40 minutes to Rovaniemi. Should be on the ground by around about 6 o'clock Zulu. Let's see what the MCDU is actually telling us. What's our flight plan? 6 minutes past 6. Although I'm just wondering, whether or not we've got slight tailwind, so we may pick up a little bit of time on the way. Possibly. Who knows? Good if we did, and just pick up a bit of time and can get on the ground. Okay, on our way to see Santa. Calstra back in the distance. It's quite a way away actually. Got aircraft in the sky. It is a very busy piece of airspace at the moment. Everybody visiting Santa. Vatsim especially. If you're on Vatsim and you're trying to go to Rovaniemi, good luck. There's no ATC online at this moment in time. There certainly wasn't. And there are a ton of aircraft heading from Rovaniemi. A ton of them. So good luck with that. There's quite a lot of flights actually at the moment on Vatsim. Yeah, it is busy, but there is no ATC on, so we've not connected to Vatsim. There's some on ground at Copenhagen, but nothing at Rovaniemi. It looks like, seriously looks like it's a free-for-all. I wonder if I can show you what's going on. If you look here, so there's Rovaniemi just up here. Just up here, you've got all of these flights all heading that way. There was more down here that I noticed earlier, all heading up there. To and from Rovaniemi. It's getting busy. So look at that. So I think no ATC, so it is a definite free-for-all. We'll avoid it. We'll avoid it. Our skies are busy enough. Look, we've got aircraft over to our westerly as we're still climbing. No, passing through flight level 251, flight level 370. So far so good. The autopilot has managed to stay on. I still have no clue why that kept turning itself off. No clue whatsoever. But anyway, never mind, it's done. I'm not expecting too much turbulence either on the way there. I think it's fairly calm. We have got some quite hefty tailwinds, 54 knots at the moment from 267 degrees. But I'm not expecting anything too drastic on arrival. Certainly on landing we should be absolutely fine. There shouldn't be any issues whatsoever. But we will keep checking that arrival ATIS just to be sure. Because the last thing we want to do is get caught out. Because it could happen. Okay. Well, it is what it is at the minute. Just nice, peaceful ride up. Fenix is behaving itself. Currently making our way over Sweden. Heading, probably passing to the west of Stockholm. North Shopping, we'll pass to the east of North Shopping, and then we'll make our way just over the northeastern region of Sweden before we pass over the sea, and then we enter Finnish airspace and into Santa airspace as well, and we'll start our descent into Rovaniemi, into Lapland, Finnish Lapland. Hopefully, you never know, you might even see the big man himself on a practice run, so keep your eyes out for reindeer running across. I have no idea if that's modelled, but it would be awesome if it was. Let's wait and see. So, steady as we go. This is the part of the flight that goes really, really quiet, and you've just got to be careful here that you don't get caught out. You know, imagine the AP autopilot just disconnecting itself and then deciding just to fall out of the sky at this moment in time. Wouldn't be the best because you're not ready for it. So you just got to keep your wits about you. So it's now saying estimated time of arrival 17:53. Oh, I'm not convinced by that, but let's wait and see. 17:54 now. That's creeping up. That is creeping up. So we'll see. We'll see. Right. So let us know in the comments below. What's your favourite sector? What are you flying at the moment? Where would you like us to fly to? I predominantly fly the A320. I fly the Fenix. I fly the fly-by-wire A320. Looking forward to the A350. That's my all-time favourite aircraft. I'm looking forward to that coming out next year. I'm just kind of hoping it's a ground-up modelling rather than a port that doesn't work properly. Time will tell, I guess, on that one. But I've not tried the PMDG yet. I've not tried the 737. Predominantly because I've got the Thrustmaster Captain's Pack, which works like a dream with the A320. Fly-by-wire and Phoenix just integrates superbly. But I'm not sure how it'd work with the 737. Because obviously the 737 is yoke, whereas the 320 is a side stick. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. We'll wait and see. I may have to invest in some new controllers. What would you suggest? Let me know. Let me know in the comments what controller you're using at the moment. I keep looking at the Alpha, the Honeycomb, Alpha and Bravo. Not sure. I do keep looking. Let me know if you've got that. How does it work? Does it integrate well? Yeah, let me know in the comments. So, estimated time of arrival still 17:54. I think it's probably going to be closer to 6 o'clock when we're on the ground, if I'm honest. It may be just after 6 o'clock, although we have got quite a nice tailwind pushing us along at 48 knots at the moment. If you have a look here, look. Let's see. So if you look at our navigation display, you can see we've got that slight tailwind, 48 knots from 263 degrees. So to compensate our heading and our track, so our heading is, I would say 027 degrees, and our track is 032 degrees. If we didn't aim to the left of a waypoint, we would get pushed off and we'd end up over here somewhere. So we wouldn't actually meet our waypoint. We've got another aircraft coming in front of us. Look, at 5,000 feet above us. 9,000 feet. Let's have a look where that is. Can't see it at the minute. Where is it? Can't see it yet. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. There it is. It's up there. You can just see the flash every so often. Just see it. Yeah. So it's not going to cause. There we go. There it is. So it's not going to cause us any trouble. We're still climbing. Flight level 348 for flight level 370. Not far now off top of climb. I think, what time's top of climb? Top of climb 16:37. Current time is 16:35, so 2 minutes and we'll be at the top of climb. What I should have done is let's look at where the top of descent comes in. Top of descent, TD, there we go. Top of descent comes after Godob, so about 17:44, so we've got about an hour and 10 minutes. We'll be starting our descent, and we will be targeting flight level altitude 2400, 2,400 feet. From that point, the aircraft should maintain our profile down, and we should then be able to capture the ILS straight into Lapland. Go and see Santa Claus. So it's steady at the moment. It's all quiet. That autopilot is staying on, which is a good thing. I have absolutely no idea why it wasn't. Something wasn't quite right. I do wonder whether it was the rate of climb. I think the rate of climb may have been a little bit too steep on takeoff, and I think that's possibly why we were getting that disconnection. But well, it is what it is. We're there now. All connected. It's all good. And if you're one of our subscribers, thank you very much for your support. Don't forget, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, keep up to date with where we are on our Euros tour, and get involved. Let us know, where do you want us to go next, and if you subscribe you'll get alerted to when we are online. We will be doing some lives in the next 2 weeks with the Christmas period. We will do a couple of legs live, and in the daylight hours we seem to be doing a lot of flying at night at the moment. I want to do some daylight flying, so we will be doing some in the coming days and weeks ahead. But again, get involved. Let us know. There, look, and our top of descent is now coming in. It's that up blue arrow, look, the up blue arrow shows you clearly that that's the top of descent. The down white arrow is the this is the top of climb. Blue arrow, top of climb. The white arrow pointing down is top of descent, and we've got another aircraft there, look, 1,200 feet above where we are, which is just over here. Look, you see it just out the window. Not sure how that's going to look as we go by. You do sometimes get that sense of two aircraft passing each other. Let's see as it comes by. Let's see what happens here. Is it going to do it? It's hidden behind the pillar at the minute. Let's see. We're still climbing, so we are closing the height between the two aircraft. Is he going to pop out, or has he disappeared? There he is. There he is. Too far away to tell what aircraft he is, but he's moving nicely with no risk of collision. And we're now at flight level 370, our cruising altitude. Now, as I say, it will be another 1 hour and 5 minutes before we hit our top of descent, and we will start our descent into Rovaniemi to see Santa Claus. Ho 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 and all that. Let's just hope, let's hope we get to see the reindeer and Santa travelling by. That would be awesome. I doubt it's modelled. Don't get too excited, folks. I doubt it's modelled. we go. So steady away. So we've got, as I say, about an hour. We will, of course, there's another aircraft going over to our left there. We will, of course, start to look at our landing performance page, which the Fenix has built in. So just so we can make sure that we're configured correctly for landing, we will be on a full flaps landing, as you always are, but it's just calculates handily what braking we need. Now, the weather, let's actually have a look at the weather while we're here. Oops, in Rovaniemi. Let's see what we've got. So our arrival METAR, retrieving the METAR. So this was, so to interpret this, EFRO, which is Rovaniemi, on the 23rd of December at 16:20 Zulu. So the chances are before we land this will get updated, but this was automatically produced. Wind 180 degrees at 6 knots, so there's not a lot of wind. Clouds and visibility are okay, so there's nothing there. But it's minus 13 degrees, dew point of minus 14 degrees, a QNH of 986, so low pressure. So the chances are we're going to be seeing a lot of snow on the ground as we come into land. So I'm just making a note of some of that information. Minus 13, QNH of 0986. What we'll do is we'll preliminary put that into our performance page on our MCDU. Where to get that, hit performance, next phase, and here you'll find it. So this is your approach data. QNH 986, really low pressure. Temperature, wow, minus 13 degrees, and it's only likely to get colder because it's going to be later. Don't forget, Finland, Rovaniemi is just on the edge of the Arctic Circle, so it doesn't get that much daylight either. Where are we? 180, so wind is 180 degrees, 6 knots. Our radio call out, that comes from our charts, which I will get now. So on our chart, if you look at the bottom here from ILS landing, which we're able to do an ILS landing, our decision altitude is 810 feet. So if we cannot see the runway, or we don't think we're going to be able to get down, we have to make a decision at 810 feet. And the aircraft will call out, 2 call outs. The first one will be 100 above. That's when the aircraft is at 910 feet. So it's warning you, you're 100 feet above where you've got to make a decision, are you continuing or not. When we get to 810 feet, you'll hear the call out minimums. And as the pilot, you have to decide whether you're continuing or not. If you're not going to continue, you then have to follow the missed approach. And the missed approach, straightforward here, is climb straight ahead to Ropov to 2,500 feet. Now there is a hold, so you can actually enter the hold, or you would be vectored by air traffic control, and the chances are you're going to come back round and you're going to try again. So straight ahead, 2,500 feet. Our transition altitude today is 5,000 feet. That's when we move from standard to local, and our local, as we know, is 0986. So radio, we're going to input there 810. 810. Let's put that in there. So that's a, pardon, 8. What happened there? 810. Didn't like it. Format error. Some weird stuff going on today. ILS radio 810. How's that format error? I can put the decision I'll height in, but I don't like it. It's taken that for some reason. What is it? 810. Really doesn't like it. I wonder if it's because it's too high. Well, we'll go with 200. That's a decision height rather than a decision altitude though, but okay, we'll go with 200, so our readout will be at 300. Bizarre. Really bizarre, but anyway. There we go. So travelling at flight level 370, our cruise is 370, fuel on board is about 5.4 tonnes, so we're doing okay fuel wise, and we've got no ECAM messages, so everything is looking really good. I'm just going to change this one to, let's go, I always set this one to landing. I'm just wondering if it might be a bit too soon actually. Let's leave it on the arc, but let's go further afield so we can actually see. Let's have a look. And what we should then start to see on this one is that top of descent coming in about an hour's time. I think it's about 58 minutes time. We're likely to see it. It's too soon at the moment. And still, as you can see, travelling over Sweden. And if I can get the chart to show you where exactly we are. So we're just past to the west of Stockholm. Here we go. So we then turn a more north-northeasterly direction and we enter Finnish airspace, Diveg being over Finland, and we just make our way then up to Rovaniemi in the edge of the Arctic Circle. Bearing in mind we were at Tromsø, which is up here, ENTC, not so long ago. The skies here are busy. I can see aircraft here as well though. We've got some busy skies and making good time, making good progress. On the ground, approximately 1754, likely to be closer to just after 6 o'clock Zulu. There we go. Charlie, which is Nepix 2 Charlie, Nepix 2 Charlie, and that's where we'll be coming in. So Nepix, we've got to be above flight level 100, that's the constraint there. We then make our way down Eknom to Vekip, where maximum speed is 240 knots. Look here, look, and we've got to be above 2,500 feet. We will then turn Nipak, which you can see here. We've got to be at 2,500 feet. We then start descend by just another 100 feet, so that by Insar, which is this point here, we can capture that glide slope and slowly make our way down at a 3-degree angle. And we can see that here, that the ILS descent angle is 3 degrees. So we'll make our way along that glide slope straight into runway 21 at Rovaniemi, and we should have PAPI lights as well to help us. So remember, 2 red 2 white is the you're on the right glide slope, you're coming down at the right angle. If there are 3 white 1 red, you're too high. 3 red 1 white, you're too low. So the more white you have, you're too high. The more red you have, you're too low. If you've got 2 white and 2 red, you're on the correct glide slope into the airport. My bet on this, you know, is it's white. It's going to be a proper winter wonderland when we get there. I'm convinced of it. I reckon it will. I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful. I do like winter wonderland. I want to wake up to white snow on Christmas. It doesn't look as though we're going to get it here in the UK. It looks like it's going to be extremely mild, at 12 degrees, wet and dreary and horrible again. Never mind, it can't be helped, can it? frustrating. I don't think, you know, I've ever had a white Christmas, ever, ever. I'd love one. Keep saying to the wife, next year we're going away. We're going to go away somewhere that you can wake up Christmas morning. Whoa, there we go, making a slight bank. Wake up Christmas morning and you find a foot of snow outside. Love it. Bring it on. Absolutely bring it on. We'll see. There we go. Made our turn. Now making our way over to Finland. We'll shortly be entering Finnish airspace. Got snow coming here and ice here as well. Not much to see, unfortunately. Just the tops of the odd mountains. There's genuinely not much to see of an evening. Night flight. Looking forward to doing some day flights, which I'm hoping we will do in the coming weeks. Make the most of the Christmas break. I am away for some of it, but as in away from work. Staying at home for the full Christmas, so I'm hoping with staying away from work I will be able to put some videos together. May even make a live stream, who knows? Who knows? Live stream, you can all get involved then. Yeah, dear. Diddly-did-diddy. Yeah, steady. So we're doing well. 16:52 on the ground, probably about an hour from now. Remember, we will keep checking that METAR information on the EFB. It's really important that you do that because it will get updated. It is an auto, so it's automatically published for Rovaniemi, but it is important just to keep checking it because it will likely change. I'm just looking again at VATSIM. Oh dear me. There's no ATC at all, but it is bonkers. There's so many flights going to Rovaniemi or coming away from Rovaniemi. Yeah, it's busy. It's busy. We shan't worry too much. Yeah, so that's Finland done once we've landed, so we've then got to make a decision really. Where do we go from Finland? Where next? Done Estonia. Maybe Dublin. Somebody has suggested that we do Dublin. Don't know. Let me know. What do you think? Can't make my mind up yet. There's another aircraft just below us, look. A good few thousand feet below us to the left. Just out the captain's window. Not sure where that one's going. Maybe landing into somewhere in Sweden. Essa maybe. Which of course is Stockholm. In fact, I said earlier that we'd passed to the west of Stockholm. No, we haven't actually. We'll be passing to the east of Arlanda airport shortly. We're not there yet. We're just making our way slowly but surely. In a northeasterly direction. Seems to be taking ages to pass into Finnish airspace, but we're still over Swedish airspace, still in Sweden, still over the ground, not over the sea yet. an hour now, probably about halfway. In fact, not even halfway yet, but according to this, an hour and we'll be on the ground. Straightforward airport. There isn't too much actually at the airport itself. It obviously only gets busy in the winter months with everybody going to visit Santa. There's not many people fly into Rovaniemi in the summer. So if we take a look at the chart for the airport, we'll see this is runway 21. We'll probably aim to come off at H or Bravo. Depends on our calculations that we'll do in a second, but I suspect we'll be coming off a hotel, which is great because we can then come straight onto the runway. Sorry, off the runway. To the apron. Let's just check that. Stamps. So there you go. Yeah, hotel or Bravo look. And you're limited actually on the terminal stands, but you have got other stands here. These are the general aviation, so let's hope it's not too busy because we're not going to get in. We've got 7, 8, 9, but we may have to take one of these 3, 4, 5 or 6 at the moment. There are some. So 7, 8, 9 of docking guidance system. Stands 1, 3, 9 and pushback is required, so we'll be okay. We may have to go in there, you know. Depends what we've got at 7, 8 or 9, because the last thing we want to do is go too far with no ATC and then have to double back on ourselves to come back and park again. That wouldn't be sensible, would it? Oh, you should see the traffic in Rovaniemi. It's 5 just landed. Wow. I wonder what flight radar's telling us. Let's have a look at Rovaniemi now, because obviously if you've got FSLTL, Rovaniemi takes its data from FSLTL. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Rovaniemi Airport. Let's see what's what. Let's show arrivals. Not many, look. 1905, 2100, 2110. And then it's tomorrow. Actually, there's a fair few there. Look for... not that many, no. See, I suppose Santa's got to get ready. He won't have time to see everybody, will he? Because he's got to get ready. So there are some flights coming out, coming back. Well, we've got 3 flights coming out tonight. We've got 1 to Helsinki, 1 to Bristol. So that's those that have all been to see Santa, isn't it? And on the ground currently we've just got 1 Finnair, landed 56 minutes ago. So it's not overly busy when we get there. FSLTL will obviously input the data. We've got their Finnair coming in from Helsinki. Airbus A321. Yeah, it's just coming into land now. So it's not overly busy for us. Famous last words, but yeah, let's wait and see. I do love it though. There's the arrivals. Let me see. Yeah, 3 arrivals. 1905, 2100 and 2110. Well, the Helsinki one's now on its way, so 1905, 505, they're 2 hours ahead, aren't they? 2 hours ahead. Nothing when we're there actually looking at this, because it'll be 8 o'clock local. There's one taken off, so we'll have 1 leaving, but there's no other arrivals on FSLTL because Flight radar showing that there's only one departure, no arrival. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Hopefully it builds some on the ground for us and makes it realistic in terms of being able to try and find a parking space. I am slightly concerned about that, but that's fine. So tell you what we'll do, just before we get to the top of December, we've got about 45 minutes. Let's go into the electronic flight bag and let's make our calculations. So, runway 21 in FRO. I'm going to apply the METAR 986 180.06. So it's still the same METAR that we had. I'm just going to refresh it just to make sure. Yeah, still. Ooh, it's actually changed. 1650. So it's changed slightly. Wind is now 180 at 7 knots, minus 12. So it's actually got warmer, believe it or not. 985. So we will make those changes. Our landing weight, 61.6. 61.6. Oops, that's not what I meant. 61.6 tons. Low auto brake. Medium auto brake. Let's go low auto brake. Oh yeah, sorry. Good medium. So on low auto brake, we'll need 2,118 meters of runway, which is likely to mean that we will come off. I'm just trying to see if there's anything to help us. So the runway is 3,002 meters long. So 2118, 2/3, likely to be coming off. Maybe if we're lucky hotel, but it's likely to be Bravo. If you look at this, 3,000 meters, it's telling us we're going to need 2118. It's about a third, 2/3. So we're probably going to be coming to a stop hotel. We may be able to come off moving off hotel. If not, we'll definitely be able to come off at Bravo, and then we'll find somewhere around here. Let's go into taxi parking stands. I'm going to pin that. So if we come off at Bravo, we're probably going to take 7 or 8. Come off at hotel. I think we've just got to wait and see. We'll come down Tango. In fact, it's going to be 7 or 8, 9 again, isn't it? Looking at this, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we can tell if there's anything over here. If this is full, we'll just come down Sierra and we'll come into one of these. Make our taxi, and then we can shut down nicely there. So all good. So made a note of that. Let's go back into our MCDU because I think we need to make those changes. So it's 985 now. So 985. And again, we will check this before we get there because there could well be more changes. Minus 12. Wind 180 at 7 knots. So the wind's got up ever so slightly. Probably not enough to make a bit of difference, if I'm perfectly honest with you. But there we go. Our approach speed now will be 136 knots and our landing speed will be 131 knots. Oof, let's wait and see. ILS Yankee 2-1 approach. Just going back in. What's it saying on the flight plan? Where are we? So on the ground 1805. It's still saying 1805. With estimated fuel on board of 3 tons at that point. So we've got 425 nautical miles to go. We've got a little way before we hit our top of descent. We're now on our way to Diveg. It's coming down. Gradually we are reaching the miles. I'm on a track of 16 degrees. DVEG, 154 nautical miles to go. Should get there 17:25. Still got a slight tailwind, more of a crosswind than a tailwind if I'm perfectly honest, but it's 37 degrees. Keeps fluctuating ever so slightly, 37, 36 knots from 256 degrees, but nothing major. And everything's looking good. Flight level 370, Mach of 0.775, standard. Pressure, I think we're all right here, you know. All mapped nicely. Now, I was talking to somebody about the displays here that you see here, the standby display. You can change that, that's not fixed. So if you come into, let's go into here and let's go settings, I think it was. Is it settings? No, it's not settings. It's Fenix. Sim settings, there we go. Now you can have your radio callouts, you can dictate when they're going to be. I am going to put 200 on because obviously we've got 200 key there today. Controls, you can change how you have your controls. You can change your units, you can change your cabin. And you can change some of the details on the airframe here. Now, your standby, we've got analog. If I wanted to, you can have a standby display, ISIS, and I can then save that, config saved. And if I come back, what you'll notice is, ta-da! We've now got a standby attitude with, well, in fact, it's a standby primary flight display. And I can change this. We know it's 985. Let's just change this to 985. This is only standby, don't forget. This is just to help if we need it. And then if I press that, it puts it back into standard. So the minute I click back, I will already have the correct QNH inputted in there. Unfortunately, with the A320, you can't do that on here until you actually change from standard to local. On the A380, you get a little digit here, so you can change it while it's in standard. And the minute you come off standard, it will automatically have the correct QNH set. It doesn't do it in the 320, just something it does in the 380, and I believe it does it in the 350 as well. So just a quirk of the system. So it looks like we'll be starting our descent in probably about 38 minutes time. Making steady progress. Probably better than I anticipated, actually. Apologies. Bits flying everywhere at the moment on my screen. I do apologise about that. There we go. Yeah, we're now over the water. Probably about halfway. Just coming up for halfway. And heading direct for DVEG. Okay, it's all looking alright at the minute. I'll take it. Especially after that issue with the autopilot. That was ever so weird. I do suspect that was because the climb rate was too steep. I think that was pilot error. But it looks like we're going to get to see Santa Claus in one piece, and that's the main thing. Hope you've all got your Christmas list ready. What's on them? What are you getting for Christmas this year? What would you like for Christmas this year? Who needs the Polar Express when you can fly with Speedbird, eh? Let's hope he's there. Can't keep him up too late though, because he's got a late night tomorrow night. Don't forget. Just keep looking out for Rudolph as we get closer. You might see on a practice run. You never know. Then again. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, VATSIM's still off. It's a shame because I was hoping to do a full VATSIM flight from Copenhagen all the way up to Rovaniemi, but there isn't. There's no coverage anywhere over Finland. Rovaniemi is an absolute free-for-all. Just constant landings, constant takeoffs. As you'd imagine would be at this time of year anyway. It's got London Gatwick. Got into Rovaniemi. There's one going back to Gatwick. Blimey. One going to Oslo. No idea where that one's from. It's landed at the wrong airport. It's not Rovaniemi it's supposed to be at, but never mind. Where's that come from? Where's that going? Miami. Departed... Get this. Departed Georgetown, Cayman Islands to arrive Miami, Florida. Currently sat on the ground in Rovaniemi. Look. I'm not making this up, I promise. Rovaniemi. You see that? Rovaniemi. Georgetown, Owen Roberts International Airport, Georgetown, Cayman Islands, to arrive in Miami International Airport. Do you think there's something gone wrong with the Bermuda Triangle there or something? What on earth is he doing on the ground in Rovaniemi? And he's supposed to be in Miami. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Think you're lost, mate? Hey ho. All good fun on VATSIM, eh? No, he's changed now. He's obviously different. No, he's still not there. He hasn't changed at all. He's on the ground. No flight plan. Must have found the wrong flight plan or something. That's proper bonkers. How's he going to take off with that? Funny. Never mind. It looks like he's taking off. Oh well, we're not going to worry, it's not our issue. That's what I'm saying, it is proper bonkers at Rovaniemi at the minute. It's just one after another. He's now taxiing. He's in a 737-600, taxiing. Oh dear. Same runway we're going to be on, but he'll be way gone before that. We're not on VATSIM anyway, so he's not going to bother us. Strange. Very strange. No. We're making good progress on our Euro tour. It's quicker than we anticipated, that's for certain. As I say, next few months, 44 countries, 7 dependencies. Let's see if we can do them all. We set off from Gatwick, so hopefully we'll also fly back into Gatwick. Just got to keep tabs on our journey, where we're going to, where we're from. And of course, if the countries don't have their own airports, so Monaco for example, we will fly into the nearest airport, which is Nice, Côte d'Azur. And we'll be doing that for all those countries and dependencies that don't have their own airports. We'll fly into the nearest available. And then what? Where should we do? What should we go after that? Round the world tour maybe? Don't know. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Can't decide what we'll do next. don't forget, check out the our other videos. Check out the Tallinn to Copenhagen leg. That's got to be the worst takeoff ever. Absolutely the worst takeoff I've ever done. However, it was also the best landing. It was so smooth. We got down no problems whatsoever. Didn't think we were moving for a second there. Everything looked really... What's going on? Are we moving? There we are. It was deceptive. I was sat there thinking, hold on a minute, we're just like frozen in time and space there. That was a bit odd. So that's the coast of Finland just coming up ahead of us. In Finnish airspace now. Santa will know we're on our way. They will be alerted. They'll also know which one of you is on the naughty or nice list. So you've still got a bit of time. If you've been on that naughty list, you've still got some time. So be good and get back on that nice list for tomorrow night. It's not all over yet. Of course, I am on the nice list. Of course. So top of descent will come in about half an hour. If you look on the right nav display, look, you can see it there. That white line there is the top of descent line. It's about 200 nautical miles away still. We've still got a bit to go, but it's coming in nicely. So we will start our descent at that point. Before we do that, we will have another check of the METAR for Rovaniemi. We will keep checking that as we come in and make any adjustments if we need to. We'll be targeting 2,400 feet, which of course is the height at which we will be capturing the ILS to be taken into runway 21. Get radio call out 200. Don't know why it won't accept the 800, but never mind. And yeah, hopefully we'll be on the ground about 6 o'clock. It's 1800 Zulu time, so about 40 minutes from there we should be on the ground. Making good progress. Fuel on board, still got 4.3 tons. Anticipating that we'll have around about 3 tons left. Thereabouts. Right, let's make a more accurate assessment of landing. So if you look here, we've got 4.3, thereabouts 4.3 tons on board. Estimated fuel on board is, by when we land, is 3.1. Okay, so 3.1 tons. That's a difference of 2.2 tons. Now we know earlier our zero fuel weight is 58.9 tons. That's our weight without any fuel. It's 58.9, but we know we're going to be left with 3.1 when we land. So therefore it's 58.9 plus 3.1, which is 62 tons is our landing weight. That's how you calculate it. So let's go back into here. Let's go back to our arrival performance. We're close at 61.6. 60, let's put 62 tons in there, 62.0. Let's just refresh that METAR, still the same, so we can apply the METAR. And there we go, 2,126, so it's not a massive difference, but that's how you work out your weight on landing. So you know your zero fuel weight is 58.9, and you know you're going to have 3.1 tons left. Add those two together, and that's how you're going to get your landing weight. Quite straightforward. You just got to remember, that's all. Now, just crossing the Finnish coast. View of the aircraft, moving along nicely. There we go. There is a slight distortion on this. I mean, I'm using the Samsung Odyssey 49-inch. Does give it a bit of a stretch, so when you're looking at this it does look quite stretched for some reason. Now I am broadcasting 1920 at 1080 and 16.9, so it shouldn't be distorting it that much, but it does always appear as though there is a slight distortion for some reason. But there you go, we're in the aircraft, it's all good, it's all fine. There we go. It's already moved us back, let's move. Ooh. Let's go back to where we should be. Yeah, over the Finnish coastline now, not far to Diveg, and it's about 160 nautical miles to go before we hit the top of descent. So there's no hurry to change anything. We will obviously change our altitude the closer we get, and we'll be, as I said to you before, because of the glide scope needing to be captured at 2,400 feet, we will make our change to our altitude much closer, but we will be targeting 2,400 all of the way in. And I was talking to somebody the other day about Navigraph charts, and they didn't have a Navigraph account, but don't forget you can sign up for VATSIM for free. If you get an account on the VATSIM network, it will give you access to ChartFox. ChartFox will give you the free charts that you need. They're exactly the same. They may be older, they may not be as up to date, and the interface is not as slick. However, you can get the charts, you can save them as PDFs, use them when you need to, and it's free. All you need to do is sign up for a VATSIM account, and that'll be ChartFox, where you need to go, log in, and again just put the airport ICAO code that you're looking for, and all of the charts will come up. So you get the SID, the star, the taxi, and the airport information all there, if it's there. Of course, if most of them are available, but you may find that they're not the most up to date. Whereas the Navigraph, they do keep them up to date, and they're using the Jefferson charts. But remember, it is only for flight sim, it's not for real world, for obvious reasons. And there we go, you can just see below us one of the towns. Let's go. There we go. That's passing over the coastline. That's one of the Finnish towns. I'm not sure what it is yet. Yeah. Everyone getting excited. It's not going to be too long before you see Santa. ho 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 and all that jazz. Sorry, rubbish singing. Never mind. So we're not carrying any extra fuel on this one either. Perhaps we should have done, but we didn't. We've got 7.5 tons of fuel, of which we've got 4.1 tons left. Anticipated 3.1 tons of fuel on board on landing. And I've got no reason to doubt that we won't. The weather's on our side. We haven't got headwinds, but tailwinds, or slight tailwinds. It's actually a crosswind more than anything else. But the aircraft is coping with that extremely well, and we continue to make good progress into Rovaniemi. Don't forget, if you like what you see, like what we do, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, follow, subscribe to the channel, get updates on all of our latest videos that will be coming out, all of our Euro Tours trip. Where next? Let us know in the comments. Where do you want us to go next? Who knows? We could be going there next. Try it. Let me know. Things are going well. Yeah, it's really steady progress. After that kind of constant disconnection of the autopilot, which I do think is probably to do with the fact that we were too steep a rate of climb. I've got a feeling that's what it was. And now, yeah, I'm quite happy with this, you know. It's all right. It's working all right. Because we haven't disconnected. We've stayed connected all the way. I'll take that. Oh, dear me. So not too far now before we come on to top of descent. I'm just going to change. There we go. So we've got about 100 nautical miles, which you can just see here on this right hand navigation screen. I am going to change that back to 20. Don't need to worry too much. We'll just keep an eye here. We know it's going to come in around 1744, which is about 15 minutes from now. Yeah, and then we can start our descent into Rovaniemi. What we will do is check the METAR before we do that, just to make sure, because the last thing we want is incorrect METAR data programmed in, because that will leave us with a slight problem. But we can sort all that, that's not a problem. We'll get that sorted before we we get on the ground. So just waiting there, just seeing what we've got as we come in. Everything looks okay at the minute. We've just got to keep checking. There's no warnings on the ECAM at all. We're doing absolutely fine. It's looking good, I have to say. Oh dear me, excuse me. Really knows. Double check that meta while we're here. Just check that there's been no significant change to the meta data that we have. So my flight. There we go. Let's just refresh. 1720. We have had some change. Does it change dramatically? So what we've got now is wind at 170 at 5 knots. It's now minus 12, which it was earlier, 986 again, so we just go back into the MCDU performance page. We will just make those slight adjustments. There's nothing major, so it's 986, 986, minus 12, which we knew, wind is 170 at 5 knots, 170 at 5 knots, and that's it. Again, let's just wait and see. Ten minutes and we should be starting our descent. 17:33. We should be starting to descend at 17:44, and still anticipating being on the ground approximately 6 o'clock. Not too much to see there with a night flight, unfortunately. It's just one of those things. You don't see too much. But hopefully, as we get closer, we start our descent. We should start to see all of the snow. Never know. We might see Santa out getting this reindeer ready for tomorrow night. Make sure you all go to bed early. Some food out for the reindeer. Let's just change the radius of the arc so we can see. There's the top of climb just coming in there, the top of descent, sorry, just coming in at the top. There's 60 miles, there's 40 miles, there's 20, so it's just under 80 miles away now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this ready, not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to get it ready. I'm going to put 2,400, it was 2,400 wasn't it? Just let me check the charts. 2,400, yep. So here, look, 2,400 that we capture at INSA. Because of the vertical navigation system already built into the Fenix, it will stick to the constraints, so it will not break the 2,500 feet limit at VECIP or at NIPAC. What it will do is then after NIPAC it will start to descend to 2,400 at INSAR to ensure that it captures the ILS. And we'll hear the ILS DME 205 degrees, it's 111.7. We should hear it dot dash dot dash 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 on the radios. We'll see. Sometimes you hear it, sometimes you don't. I think it's probably more to do with the way it's all programmed in. I wonder. ILS, so we should hear that. If I program that in, we should hear it. He says. Let's wait and see. Standby nav. I've never done this before, you know. I'm just going to try. I wonder. 111.7. Let's just... I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. It's not, because I can't go down as far as 111.7. That's annoying. Okay. Don't know what that does. When I'm really cautious here, that I'm messing around with something that I don't really know and haven't used before, because I know exactly what will happen. I'll mess it up. I'll leave that on this side and just let's see what happens. I'm not convinced it will work. It's a VOR. Well, let's... Do you know what? I'm going to do it. Let's see. We've got a VOR. I'm hoping we'll hear it. Anybody know how to hear the ILS system? Let's just leave it and see. May or may not work. Who knows? But anyway. I don't know. Let's wait and see. Okay, we can now see that top of descent coming in nicely here. It's about 45, 50 nautical miles away. Just got to keep our eye on it. We don't do anything at all until that comes to where we are, the aircraft is, and then we'll go into managed descent. That's really important from that stage that we then we'll be looking for the green dot to stay in the middle of this yellow box here. The reason with that is it means we're on the correct descent profile. If the green dot is above, it means we're descending too quickly. If it's below, it means we're not descending quick enough. It's really important we try and maintain that green dot, and the way we do that is we may have to speed our descent up ourselves just to make sure we maintain that profile coming down. I don't anticipate it being too much of an issue. There will be some slight fluctuation, that's fine. But nevertheless, just got to keep your eye on it. So now just coming to Godob. Just making our way. We're over the sea again. Off to our right is the coastline of Finland. We're just tracking up the west coast of Finland now. Track around 13-14 degrees for Nepix, which is the start of the arrival into Rovaniemi to see Santa Claus. Ho ho ho. let's hope we can put the Fenix down smoothly and find a parking place, because it does look as though taxi and parking could be interesting. It looks busy. However, we are on FSLTL and that's indicating that it's not overly in real life, so we're okay there. I do keep checking VATSIM, but there's no point me actually going on to VATSIM because there is no air traffic control. It is still heaving though. It is heaving. Yeah, mad. There's a whole trail of aircraft taken off from Rovaniemi. There's not so many going in now. I think everyone's done a shift. They've all gone into Rovaniemi and then they come out again. And there's a fair few, to be fair. There is a fair few. But we don't have to worry. We're on FSLTL. So, right, I'm just going to change the radius down to 20 miles. We'll start to see that top of descent coming in. I think it's going to be slower than it was anticipated to be. Yeah, we're now at 17:45. It's only a minute after. We got 4 minutes. We anticipated to be there about 17:44 earlier, but we've lost a little bit of time. And still anticipating being on the ground, parked up by 18:05. So 17:42, 3 minutes, and we should be at our top of climb. Just keep our eye on it coming in. You'll see that white down arrow that indicates that's the top of descent. At that point there we can start to descend, and because the aircraft is VNAV capable, it will stick to any or all constraints. We have turned them on in the EFIS here, that green light there, look, if I click it, that turns on the constraints, so we know. Here's the top of descent coming in, so we'll get ready. We're approaching now, it's about 18 miles away. Got just over a minute, 2 minutes before we get there. Coming down steadily, 15 miles. So we'll be descending from our cruise level of flight level 370, and we'll be targeting an altitude of 2,400 feet, and we'll capture that ILS into runway 21 Rovaniemi, and we will be on the Nepix, so the Nepix 2 Charlie arrival, which is a very straightforward arrival. We will pass the airport. The airport will be over to our right, to the east. We'll pass the airport to the west, and we'll make our way up to Vekit before we make our turn to Nipak onto our final. So about 20 minutes time, we should be on the ground. So we made good time. Not really had too much wind to contend with. It's a slight tailwind, which has helped. It's just kept us on track. We're doing fine in terms of the time that we have. You can see now top of descent's coming in nicely. About 5 miles out, 17:44, 30 seconds, and we should be there very shortly. It's coming down now, 5 miles. Still coming down. Getting closer, it's getting closer. 2.5 miles. Dots. Obviously, if you were with ATC or VATSIM, you would ask permission before you did this, but we haven't got anybody around, and we're not on VATSIM, so crossing over top of descent now. Open descent, or managed descent I should say, and the aircraft is now going to manage our descent. There we go. You can see that the aircraft is starting to descend. Starting to descend, and the green dot, the minute we're too high, we're going to have to try and catch that. We should see the green dot coming up. Here it comes, look. Here it comes. And it should find itself between the yellow box and the aircraft. What it will do is it will control its descent profile so that the green dot is maintained in the box. That's it. The descent profile now. Here we go, green dot remains, look. So we're descending nicely. Already lost 3,000 feet. There's an aircraft down below us. Flight level 338, targeting 2,400 feet. Not on the star yet. We're just heading towards Nepix. Now we've got to be above flight level 100 at Nepix. And then we'll start our arrival on the Nepix 2 Charlie arrival. Still anticipating being on the ground. Estimated time of arrival is 17:56. I think that's generous. I'm not going to be on the ground in 10 minutes. I think we'll be on the ground in about 15 to 20 minutes. So 5 past 6 Zulu. So 18:06 Zulu time. An aircraft down to our left hand side there. There is a lot of snow. As we're getting lower, we can start to see the snow coming, which is what we want, because Santa needs the snow really to get his sleigh off the ground. So keep your eyes open, see if you can see the North Pole, Santa's North Pole hideout. Making our way steadily, we're doing well. And again, once we're below 10,000 feet, we'll turn the lights on, seatbelt signs on, and below 5,000 feet we'll move to local QNH, which at this moment in time is 986. May well be changed in 2 minutes time, because it looks like it gets updated at 20 past the hour and 10 to the hour, so we will double check just after 10 to. Descend nicely, green dot staying in the middle, flight level 294. Profile looks good, no ECAM warnings, fuel on board 3.4 tons, so we're anticipating to be left with about 3.1. So if we're on VATSIM, it's really clear in the charts. It says ATC will give descent clearance. So we could not start our descent until we've had clearance from air traffic control. Now, obviously, we're not on VATSIM, so we didn't have to make that call out, but if we had been on VATSIM, we would have done. We'd have had to make it, we'd have had to be pretty clear with our intentions, we'd have had to have asked if they didn't come to us first, although 9 times out of 10 the controllers will contact you to give you your altitude to descend to. Normally it's something like descend to flight level 100 when ready, so that's down to you. When you're ready, you can then make that descent. And you may get vectored in, so although we're following the RNAV star here into Rovaniemi this evening, sometimes they will vector you in, so just to keep separation between you and other aircraft. Certainly on VATSIM, if ATC was online tonight and we were on VATSIM going into Rovaniemi, they would definitely be vectoring us. There are so many flights going in and out, and because of the star that we are on, the departure from Rovaniemi basically crosses our path, so we've just got to keep that in mind. Another aircraft up there ahead of us, look. All looking good so far. Descending nicely on the profile. 14 miles out from Nepix. Here's our first constraint coming up. That's Nepix. We've got to be above flight level 100. Currently at flight level 231, so that is not going to be an issue for us. The next one, we've got to be above flight level 2500 at Vekip. We should make that one as well, so there shouldn't be too much of a difficulty for us. And at that point, we'll start to slow. The aircraft will start to decelerate itself, and we'll start to go through the flaps at that stage there. Remember, it'll be medium auto brake for this landing, and hopefully we'll come off the runway at what did we say? Bravo? What did we say? Hotel or Bravo, which are near enough opposite the terminal. Bravo is the best one because it's right opposite the terminal, but of course it depends how many we've got on stand when we arrive, so we'll wait and see how many are there on arrival. So we're 2.5 miles, 3 miles out now from Nepix. Got to be above that flight level 100, which we are. Here we go, we're now coming on to the star. There's the star. And Nepix to Charlie. We're going to make our way along here before we get to Mibgo, and we make a right turn to Eknom, continually descending all the way. We have a hold at Vekip, so if we're not at the right height, if we're too high, we can enter that hold and just lose a little bit of altitude here if we need to, and we cannot drop below 2,500 feet though. That's really important. We cannot drop below 2,500 feet. We'll then make a right turn for Nipak, and at Nipak we will be right turn again to Insar, right on our arrival. Capture the ILS, and then a glide slope on an angle of 3 degrees. I am confident that we will be okay here. It is looking very good. Very good, actually. Estimated time of arrival now 17:57 according to the overlay. Oh, I still think that's generous. I think we'll be looking at about 18:06 before we're on the ground. Maybe on the stand by about 18:10, 18:12, something like that. So just gone 17:50. Let's go back into the EFB. What I want to do is just check this METAR one last time. No, it's 17:20, so no update to the METAR, so we're okay. Just continue our descent. We're at flight level 163. We're now on the Nepix 3 Charlie arrival. We're doing okay. We've got plenty of time to get there. Our profile is good. And actually, is that the airport in front? There's the airport. So we'll make our way down to the west of the airport, and then we'll do a turn, and then we'll come back in. And as you can see, there's plenty of snow on the ground. No doubt we've got some very excited passengers who are going to see Santa Claus. Poor bloke has been non-stop in December. He's going to be non-stop today and tomorrow, and then he's got to get on his sleigh and deliver all those presents. Going on there, didn't we do that? Standard. Yeah, so we're at 986 on our QNH, but we've got a few thousand feet to lose first. So flight level 137. It's coming down nicely. You've got plenty of time to get down. As you can see, the airport just off to the northeast of us, and a pass along its west side before we then come and turn back in runway 21. But keep your eyes out for Rudolph, keep your eyes out for Santa on a dry run. You never know, you might see Santa in the sleigh. Descending nicely, profile's good. There's the runway off to our right. Make a slight right turn and Mibco. And you can see, here we go on the plan. You can see it all working nicely. I'll just open that out a little bit. You can see there's all of our turns. That's how we're going to turn. Working well. Going to turn the landing system on now. And we'll have our magenta diamonds will come into view as we turn towards the runway. You're not going to see too much at the moment. What we're looking for is magenta diamond lining up here, and a magenta diamond, this one at the bottom, lining up here, to show that we are on the right profile and we're lined up. It's looking good. Coming through 10,000 feet now, so what we'll do is, whoa, what am I doing? Up there, thank you very much. Passenger seatbelt signs on, let's put the lights on now. And let's turn the dome lights off. We'll turn the overhead lights up so I can see what I'm doing. There we go, so all good. Descending nicely, still on the profile. We've got our, here you go, there's the magenta diamond there. Heading to Eknom. We've still got some height to lose. We've got to be above 2,500 feet by Vekip and Nipak. But then we've got to make sure that we get to 2,400 feet just to capture the ILS. Sometimes you do have to drop your altitude slightly. Again, we haven't got ATC on, we haven't got VATSIM on, so we've not been told that we have to change or make the changes or change our heading, so we're just going to stick with it for now. And I'm not sure what all this fuzziness suddenly is in the there we go. I don't know why we're suddenly getting fuzzy screens with the Fenix. Interesting. Descended nicely. Flight, what are we on? 8-1. I can't see. I've got to leave 8,000 feet. Coming down nicely. Switch into standard in a second. Just going to see when that decel's coming after Eknom. So you can see our deceleration point is in 7 miles, and that's because we have a constraint. As you can see here, maximum of 240 knots at Vekip. So we will start to decelerate, and then what we'll do is we'll activate approach phase, but we're not there yet, so we're just going to keep going. It's going to get dark, you're not going to see too much. We're over to the right, in fact behind us slightly. There's the airport's actually over here. Won't light up until we're on approach. And our speed is starting to come down now. Look, you can see it coming down. So let's enter approach phase on the MCDU. Activate and confirm. There we go. make a turn shortly. I'm just going to go to 10. There we go. So we're going to overfly VECIP. Remember we changed that right at the start to make sure that we didn't have such a sharp turn. We are going to overfly VECIP before heading to NIPAC. And from NIPAC we're going to then turn bank round to start our final approach. It's all very dark, isn't it? There's not a lot up here. I'm just waiting for Santa's sleigh to come flying by. It is very dark. Nothing to see. Wow. Okay. Q and H. Oops. And we've got to reduce that to 986. Don't need to do that. 986. Oops. 986. Turning now, making our way over to NIPAC. Let's turn approach phase on. And you can see now the magenta diamond is coming down gradually. What we're waiting for is this one here to move to the left. There's the runway right ahead of us. So we make our way over to NIPAC on this angle here before we then turn into the runway. Lights are on. Ground spoilers armed. Auto brake medium. You can see I've just done over here. We'll get a full checklist in a second once we capture the ILS. Remember it's a case of straight out ahead of us to Ropov at 2,500 feet, where we'll enter the hold and before we decide how we're going to get back round to try again. No ATC, so we'll have to make it ourselves. Right, now should now start to turn. I am slightly concerned that we are not going to get to INSAR at 2,400 feet, but it's now descending. Oh dear me, is it going to do it? Please say yes. It's going to be close, you know. Coming down. No, it's coming down now, look. It's coming down. Coming down. Flaps. 2. Get an overspeed if we're not careful. Here we go. Too far out for the landing gear just yet. We're lined up nicely. We're now on the INSAR, over the INSAR now. I'm hoping we're going to capture this, because if we're not, I'm going to be in a spot of trouble. We've caught it, I think. Yeah, we're coming down nicely. We're now on the ILS, captured the ILS. Flaps 3. Gear down. Here we go. No sign of Santa's sleigh. Flaps full. Checklist complete, all green, no blue. Got the slightest of wind coming straight at us. Descending nicely on the profile. I can set this now for our go around altitude of 3,000 feet. Captured the ILS. is going to be snowy. We're coming down nicely. We've got the pappy lights there, look. 2 red, 2 white. 2 red, 2 white. There's an aeroplane there. 2 red, 2 white. So we're okay. Coming down
500.
steadily. Oh, what's going on? Woo!
Hundred above.
Whew.
Minimum.
Continue.
100. 30. 20. Retard.
And we're down. Ooh, a bit glitchy though. But we are down. How are we going to make this one? I think we might. We might actually make it off at hotel. No, this is Tango, blimey. That was quick, wasn't it? We came off at Tango. Don't think any of us expected that, but never mind. That was a medium auto brake. Wow. Actually, we did have reversers on, but anyway, welcome to Rovaniemi, Father Christmas's homeland. It is icy, as you can see. We'll leave this. Just clear off the warnings. Flaps will start to retract. Ground spoilers. And here we go. Okay, let's play Spot Santa. Well, we came off there sooner than I thought. We're actually on Tango, not hotel as we thought we might be. Just give you a quick sneak peek. Look, we came off. In fact, that's Charlie. Ignore that. Charlie onto Tango. So I was just looking there. So we're now on Tango, making our way down. We came off at Charlie. So make our way, and then we'll go onto the apron, and hopefully we'll find a spare gate. That was quite an uneventful flight actually. It was all right. It was fine in the end. Carry on. That's Sierra down there. I don't really want to take Sierra. Try and get to the terminal building if I can, and we'll try and park at a gate there. But 1808, we're on the ground about 1806, so we were on time. Should have had a Ryanair, shouldn't we? Another on-time flight from Ryanair. So taxi gently up. I don't want to go too fast, it is a bit slippy. And this is only an Asobo model, so you're not going to get a load of detail here, but yeah, welcome to Rovaniemi. And thanks for watching this. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let us know where we're going next, and I just hope that you all have a very happy Christmas, and that Father Christmas does actually come and say hello tomorrow and just bring you lots of nice presents. Here we go. So, oh, there's a Ryanair already. Oh no, Finnair. It's a Finnair. It's not Ryanair. It's a Finnair. I think we're going to take this one here. Not sure where the turn off for it is. So is that it? Something there. Yeah, there we go. Number 8. We're going to take number 8. There we go. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That was a good flight after all that, wasn't it? Wasn't bad at all. Yeah, fin hair look. So we'll come in nicely. We're going to end up going through this, but never mind. It's just not positioned correctly. It's not my fault. I'm not blamed for that. And there we go. Huge thank you for watching that. Have a great Christmas, everybody. Keep a lookout for our next flights. And thank you for watching. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, goodbye.